I'm seeing a trend of modern women trying to downplay the importance of marriage. And I call cap because at the end of the day, I still believe there is a lot of women who, quite frankly, they do want to get married, but instead of owning that and instead of acknowledging that, it will be better to downplay it because if you downplay it, then you don't have to face the fear that it may never happen to you. And this is what I truly think is going on. I truly think there are women out there who are afraid that maybe the guy isn't out there for me. Maybe my Mr. Dream guy or, match made in heaven doesn't exist. Like they have that fear. But instead of really acknowledging it or facing it, they would rather try to come up with ways to reason why it's not that big of a deal. And I think this is largely unproductive. One, because it doesn't force you to be honest with yourself. Two, because it's not getting to the root problem. I think if it does seem like there is a trend of marriage declining, if it does seem like more men are being vocal about going overseas to find love, SYSBM, MGTOW, passport bros, whatever, I think it would be productive to try to figure out why. If I do want to get married, but it seems like the men that I desire are going overseas to find women, why? I think that would be a productive conversation. But if you truly do want to get married, but you're trying to convince yourself it's not that big of a deal, one, you're not being honest with yourself. Secondly, we have to also look at the data behind this. There is plenty of evidence to support that women who do get married, especially when they have children, they generally are better off financially. That's not to say they're going to be rich, not to say they're not going to have financial struggles. But being in a two-parent household raising kids versus being a single mother, big difference. Single mothers are the most economically impacted. So it's like just economically, socially, this country was not set up for there to be a whole bunch of different singles running around. So listen, I'm not saying if you're a person who chooses to be by yourself that you can't be happy. I absolutely believe a man or a woman can decide to just be single and be okay with that. But I think what I see is women trying to convince themselves that they don't want it when they really do. And that is what I think is a problem. And I think if there was a more honesty around that, more honesty and owning and be like, look, you know what? I do want to be married. Look, maybe I am a pick me. Like, I don't want to do this for myself. I think if we own that and started to have conversations as to why that's not happening, then we would actually be more productive. But trying to lie to ourselves and lie to other women around us, in my humble opinion, that's how people really stay, depressed. That's how people end up being really unsatisfied because they're not being true to themselves.